that's grown pretty important to me recently, and that would be gluten-free lunch programs in our public school system. And I just want to go over kind of basically, if there was not a program, what a parent would have to go through to get a child a gluten-free lunch. And this is from the NCFA. And basically, it talks about the 504 plan. And basically, under that plan, the student must have a disability as defined as: 1, has a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major lifestyle activities; 2, has a record of such an impairment; 3, is regarded as having such an impairment; and 4, simply put, well, not really 4, but simply put, the 504 plan ensures that students with disabilities are afforded a free, appropriate public education to qualified students with disabilities. Now, as a parent, it's really important to understand that federal government requires participating school districts to accommodate children with food allergies and intolerances. But decisions are based upon individual circumstances, and there is no blanket statement that can be made for all children with celiac disease. To qualify, basically, celiac disease by itself does not qualify for student service. And each candidate pursuing a 504 plan must make an individualized argument for why he or she should qualify and why lack of accommodation would be detrimental to their education, be it academic, social, emotional, cultural, or physical. And some stuff that you would have to go through: basically, a multidisciplinary team gathers to review relevant information on every person who submits one of these plans. And examples of this would be a year of celiac diagnosis and time on a special diet, a written statement from physician stating child has a celiac diagnosis, a written statement on celiac disability, how celiac disability affects major life activity, and a written statement from educator or health professional indicating social or emotional impact of food restriction. Okay, that is a lot of work for your child to be able to have a gluten-free lunch. And obviously parents, love their kids and want to do anything they can to make their lives more normal, but that's a ton of work. And for each individual with celiac to not be recognized as a disability covered under 504 is just, I find that kind of crazy. So what this leads to is a Gluten Intolerance Group, also known as GIG. They're working really, really hard to get local kids involved in starting a gluten-free lunch program in the public school systems. And they have this old school petition that you need to print out, get signatures, sign, and mail back to them. And I'm posting that in the show notes, and it needs to go back soon because the completed petition pages will be presented to House Representative Betty McCollum at the GIG Annual Education Conference on June 4th and 5th of next month. So that's really soon. And I just think this is huge. If you think about a parent of a celiac child, just a parent in general, from groceries and household chores to their own job to making sure you have family time, and then getting a school luncheon on top of that. I mean, I feel like I am so freakishly busy. I don't have time to breathe sometimes, and I'm just one person taking care of one person. So I can't even imagine how moms with, healthy, functioning children deal with it, and then adding on, food intolerances or whatnot on top of that. And also, not surprisingly, the medical community has not caught up to the rest of the world on issues like celiac disease, food sensitivities, allergies, intolerances, and it's a lot to simply get a gluten-free meal at a school, let alone one that hasn't been cross-contaminated. So, and it's also, I think, huge to think about the fact that such a great percentage of our American children eat their only meal at school. And I think that's just hard to fathom at times. And especially with a child who has food sensitivities, who can't eat certain things, to have their one meal served to them that they can't eat, or it makes them sick, or whatever the varying degree is, it's just not okay. And also for many families, you could send a lunch to schools, but some families financially can't actually do that and depend on school lunches to make up for that financial contribution that they would be making for that child. Also, even just kids, even if you think about kids going through the lunch line, you want to be that kid who doesn't have to bring their own lunch and explain why. So there's so many reasons why this is such a huge issue. So please, please take the time to print out this petition, take it around your school, take it around your neighborhood, whatever you can do, and mail it back. All the instructions are in the link, because this is huge and we need to get this out there. And every kid has the right to a safe meal every person does. And so sign the petition, hurry. And I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks so much for listening. As always, it's from have not to have in gluten-free dining.